Hello, 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 and good afternoon. I'm excited to go live for you guys today, and I want to talk specifically about having a clarity issue that is being masked as a retention issue. So, if your customers are buying, everybody's gonna start texting me. If your customers are buying and they're not staying, especially if you have a product where they can buy a next step or more of the same product. And if your retention feels inconsistent and or you're feeling like you're doing all the right things, but the results feel shaky because people are hitting and quitting, they're one and done customers, this is for you. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay Trammell Jones, and I am the CEO of Fiercified Creative and Consultant, where we help small businesses improve their customer retention. We want you to stop losing people somewhere between hello and here's my card. That is the main focus of our business. And I want to say something that may feel surprising to you. Most businesses don't actually have a retention problem. They have a clarity problem on for their clients to know what to do next after they've already purchased. And whether that's a repeat purchase or buying going to the next level of your services. And that is where they start getting small businesses start getting frustrated, of course. So, a retention issue or what's perceived as a retention issue usually shows up after there's some growth in the business, right? So usually when you move from I'm got clients trickling in to where I have more clients than I did previously, you start seeing issues after growth. And that's really because business gets louder, it gets faster. You're trying to handle more people, you're trying to be more concise and spend your time wisely. And they don't leave because the offer is bad. And I won't say don't leave. They don't return because the offer is bad. They don't return because they are confused on what even to do next. I've worked with several business owners where they had the products or the services or the infrastructure in place for people to want to return to give them an incentive, but there was no system to get them from I bought this thing now let push me to buy this next thing. Because for consultants, and here's a statistic, there's an average of 84% retention rate if you're a consultant right now. That's according to some Shopify statistics that I looked at. So there is no reason, especially if you're in that consultant space, that you should not be having a higher retention rate. Now, I want to give you some pattern recognition, but I also want to go through one of the things that some clarity over effort to help you when it comes to building your retention. Let's move into pattern recognition. One of the patterns that you see when you are facing a clarity problem that's causing retention issues is that your onboarding that made sense when you had 10 clients does not make sense at 100 clients. And usually, as I said earlier, when things start getting faster, we start fixing this little thing, and we're fixing this little thing, we're fixing this little thing. Now we added Upside, now we add in Google Chrome, now we're adding this, and this. And then it all starts kind of cracking and falling apart because we're building this plane as we're flying it. And then we have too many tools or too many emails, too many steps. We have too many flows. You have people filling out forms that you didn't even really know was still active on your site, or they're getting access to some kind of booking link that you wasn't tracking was still active because you're moving so fast. And then you have your team that's doing great work, but the system is so messy. So they're trying to run down, well, where did this person uh, book the book for this service at? How were they able to do X, Y, and Z? Because I thought we took that off the site, or I thought that we had got rid of that link. And it's because we're moving too fast. And somehow, in the midst of trying to make things better, by adding things, we actually start making it worse. So people that were your day one A1s, they start dwindling off. They don't dislike you. They still think you're great. They're like, what is happening? And so let's move into from there, let's move into the clarity over effort. Because I don't want you to think retention is about doing more. It is definitely not. What I found, and I will give you an example, is I had a client who has a rewards program in place. And she had than a lower than average retention rate, and she sells a product that people should be buying on a regular basis. And one thing that we noticed is that with her rewards program, there were people with thousands of points in the rewards program, and they were not using it. And we noticed, and with some research, that people didn't realize that they were they were racking up these points. It's just like, if you let's say if you go to Chick-fil-A, you go to almost any store, Chick-fil-A, out Starbucks, you have all these stars and points that are racking up, and you look at your stars or your points or whatever the system that's within that company, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get me a chicken sandwich today because my whole meal gonna be free because I have so many points. But what Chick-fil-A and these bigger businesses do is they send you a reminder. They're like, hey, especially if you haven't been there in a while, where you been? And so what we did for her is we've created flows that would, one, remind people of their points, that would reach out to the people that has already purchased. And the first time we sent an email, she made $600 that and this is a $10 product she's selling. So she makes $600 that week. So in less than a week, it was about 3 days. So it's very important to, one, know what you have and make the experience easier to move through, because the world is moving so fast. Your customers or your clients, they not remembering those points. Just like you look down and you realize you got an invite to to the Chick-fil-A headquarters in Georgia because you got so many points. So you need to remind them, if you're using the point system, that's just one way you can clarify that, hey, you should come back and buy this thing. Also, clarity reduces the effort for both the customer and the team. It is so much easier to sell repeatedly to people that's already purchased, and it's around like 20% or 20 times more expensive to get new customers. That number is changing all the time. So if you have a list of 500, 600, thousands of people that have already purchased from you, I guarantee you, if you have a logical next step of something they should be purchasing, then some of them will convert and you will be building your retention. And also they will rave about you and they'll bring their friends. So the work that I do is about helping businesses see where their experience is not making sense. Okay. And then we fix that instead of fixing all the things. And we do that through what I like to call the RISE method. And that is our methodology where we research, innovate, strategize, and evolve customer experiences. And we always start with an audit. What do we got? What do we have? And this is what we actually do in Flow Tribe in a group cohort. We do it one-on-one, and we also do it in Flow Tribe, which is a group program. And in this group program, and I know everybody's like, horses are dead. This group program is a guided accelerator. And I played back and forth with what I wanted to call it. Is it a program? Is it a course? But it's definitely an accelerator because it has those done with you elements. So we use Flow Lab, which audits what you have. Then during our time in Flow Tribe, I give you a custom plan and I walk you through each element of the RISE method so that we fix that journey stage that is causing you to lose customers. Look, Flow Tribe is so impactful because it's built around clarity, it's not cookie cutter, and it's also not a bunch of guesswork. The RISE method has been I hate to say the word perfected, but the RISE method has been tested and evolved so much that it gives so much, and so that it gives so much clarity around what you're supposed to be doing and how to fix it. And then the audit itself, it ranks which part of your experience needs the most work. So even after we finish the 10-week accelerator, you can move to the next phase because you have that blueprint as to what needs to be worked on next. If this live makes you think, oh, that's us, sis, I'm open. When is Flow Trap open? I want to invite you to use the link and I will put it in the comments. And it's also in my bio where you can join the interest list. Or you can just also go to flowtribe.co. It lists out all the information. We start on March 16th, but for now, check it out. If you're interested, think about it. And if you have any questions, always you can reach me in the DMs. Look, you're not behind, I promise you. Your business isn't broken. It just needs some clarity. And I'm here to help you get that clarity so you can stop losing your customers somewhere between hello and here's my card. Enjoy the rest of your day.